Okay, this is a pick a card reading. The focus today was about kind of where you're at on your spiritual path and what you should be focused on in the short term. So we're kind of at this point where we have an abundance of information coming in, both spiritually as well as through the news, the media. It's like this information overload. So what this reading, the intended purpose for this specific reading is to help you kind of tap into where you're at on your spiritual path and what you really need to be focused on to take the next step forward. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And what I would do is just take a minute, close your eyes, and intuitively choose the deck that feels you resonate most with. Usually it'll come right away, so don't question yourself. Okay. So deck 1. Oops. First card. Okay, so this card is about where you're at on your path. And so your path, you're really trying to figure out how you fit in, how your uniqueness, your spiritual advancement kind of fits into society, and how you integrate your new knowledge, your new wisdom into the society as it is right now. So there's a few ways to interpret this. This could be moving from lead-based consciousness to the lunar consciousness. It could be any of the transitional phases. So basically, you're in a transitional phase either from lead-based to lunar, lunar to solar, solar to illuminated earth consciousness. Okay, those are the 4 phases that I teach as far as alchemy. And so there's a shift in your light, basically. The light that you emanate, your spiritual light, your power, your frequency. And you're trying to figure out how to integrate that without it being shocking or scary to others. And the advice with this shift is to let your light shine. Don't dim it. Don't adjust who and what you are to fit in, because the point of this expansion is to illuminate others to resonate with you, to help illuminate others to catalyze their own growth, to catalyze their own advancement. Okay, so this isn't like a hierarchical thing where you're this, I'm telling you where you're at on your spiritual development as far as advancement. It's more in general, kind of what phase. And you could be just awakening to this light, or you could be highly, highly evolved. So we'll see what the rest of the cards say. So this is pretty much the same message. Open like the lotus, flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. So I feel like you're a little more evolved, but there is this expansion happening. And you want to make sure you're not suffocating that expansion by trying to fit into any sort of mainstream idea or dogmatic idea or spiritual box. There's going to be this pulling down of layers and an opening expansion. You want to give yourself space to do that. Okay. Again, in alignment with this is talking about the need to take action. And I feel like this is where your challenge is what type of action do you take, and how do you take charge of your own life in this shift, this opening, this flowering, this expansion in a way that feels comfortable, powerful, but also authentic, and you don't feel like an outcast. They're shoveling, so sorry about the noise. It's a little loud. So this is where the challenge is. What action do you take? What do you need to focus on? Okay, so again, we have the radical expansion card. Here, bird and feathered friends. This is about instincts as well as making a shift into higher states of consciousness. So I'm going to actually post this quote I have from, I think it's Dr. Popovin, who did an experiment with DNA. And basically the difference between humans and animals are humans can project holographs, so you can actually create, whereas animals are part of the holographic field and they can't actually project them. That's the thing that sets us apart from plants and animals, is we can actually create through the projection of holographs, and this has been studied and researched. So there's a shift from this. So I feel like a lot of you guys are shifting from the lead-based consciousness, thinking that you're just this being that's kind of moved by external circumstances, by the collective energies. So you're moving out of that, understanding who and what you truly are. So there's this expansion, but there's also this need to pay attention to your instincts, okay? So you have the brain that's in the gut, the brain in the heart, and the brain in the head. And when these are all in alignment, that's when your actions, your intuition, your instincts, your reactions, they're all higher based as well as important on the earth plane. So there is a need to align with that. I'm going to get a little more info on that card here. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a transformation happening. So you're transforming out of this concept or idea that you're just this bug on a rug, basically, and shifting into the Earth Star Chakra is an initiation into higher spiritual realms. So there's an expansion happening into this higher plane of existence. This is also the collective consciousness. So this could be referencing the entire collective, making the shift from a primarily lead-based consciousness into lunar and above. Okay, I want to see specifically where you guys are at and if there's any more info there. And as far as your action goes, what that needs to be, because that's what this was. Okay, so the message that's coming through right now is no matter what is going on with you, you're exactly where you need to be. This is written in your soul imprint, in your blueprint. So you need to pay attention to your internal guidance. There is a reassurance here that your guidance is divinely guided. So the information you're getting through gut instinct, through the collective energy, through this flowering of your spirit is in alignment with your higher self. And since you guys are all going to be completely different in what that guidance is, they really want you to tune in as far as the action steps you take. But this is also a need to not procrastinate, to take action on this shift or change, this expansion. And a lot of you guys are clearing ancestral patterns and healing your family lineage. So there is a need to focus on your own healing. I want to get a clarification on the masculine. To focus on your own healing, because you're not only healing yourself, you're actually healing your entire ancestral line. And as you do that, you can begin to rewrite the future. And I think that's the focus right now, is healing and rewriting. Okay, I just want to get one more here, or two more. Okay, so these two came out. Lady Nada and Merkaba. So you are protected spiritually. If you do not or have not activated your Merkaba, this is being activated right now. And as this happens, this will help you step into this higher state of awareness. So you will shift from this lower lead-based consciousness into the ascended mastery states, okay? So this either is being activated, needs to be activated, or is being integrated somehow. I have the Merkaba activation, which is just higher dimensional frequencies, higher frequency ranges of light bodies. And so some of you guys may need to get that activated, or it is activating now. And what that does is it helps you step into the higher heart, the higher frequency ranges. So that's just a visual representation of that. Right? So from that space, you really need to focus on this transformation from this more confined, oppressive consciousness to this expanded state. Okay, allow this transformation to take place. Okay, allow the expansion to take place. Pay attention to your own internal guidance system as these layers kind of come down, and from that space, you're going to want to begin writing your new goals, new holographic realities, your new realities, your new blueprints from this space of this expanded consciousness, okay? So primarily the guidance for this group is you're in this transition, okay? And you're going through a massive expansion. So pay attention to your internal guidance and focus on how you want the future to unfold. Okay, that's planting seeds, laying foundations, but from this expanded state, from this expansion. Okay, all right, that's it for pile 1. Okay, this is pile number 2. This is interesting. Okay, so where you're at right now, my assumption is some of you guys just need a yes/no question answered, and the answer is yes. I feel an expansion. First deck was definitely going through an expansion, or first pile. You guys are also, I'm going to pull another card here because going through an expansion, kind of an awakening. There is, I see here, a higher gateways being opened and activated, and information literally just being funneled into your being. It's the multidimensional self being activated, and also communication from these higher dimensional beings. You could be experiencing this through dream state, through meditation, through shamanic journey work. You could be a channel, a medium, or just connected energetically to these higher spaces. Okay, so there's a need to release. There's a need to release the past so that you can fully integrate this energy, okay? So some of you guys may be questioning if it's time to move on from one project to another, relationship to another relationship, phase of life to another phase. So I feel there's a transition here as well. That was coming through in the first one. But this is a little more focused. Okay, these are exactly the same. I see a lot of duality here, possibly a lot of inner conflict. So if it is a yes, no question, the answer would be yes. Whatever you can do to connect to these higher frequency ranges, the multidimensional self, you need to release the past to fully move into this. Okay, Again, I'm just seeing these messages coming in. You guys are some sort of channel. I'm going to actually pull some more of these to see what's going on. Yeah, okay. So there's a need to release the doubt and fear because you're being given this information and these higher frequency ranges, whether it's messages, downloads, information, and you're doubting whether they're real. And so basically the guidance is to let go of the doubt and the fear, okay? Let go of the doubt and the fear so that you can receive these messages. They're coming directly to you. And there's also a need for self-love here, okay? So I feel like this huge transition from this dark fear and doubt-based energy into this really compassionate, nurturing, love-based reality. And this is the heart-centered living. This is really the mind and overthinking and questioning yourself, more fear-based reality, okay? Yeah. Okay, so again, we have this, I mean, you guys could be star seeds. I feel like you're definitely connected to higher dimensional energies, higher dimensional beings. This could be angelic, archangels, God, goddess, ascended masters, advanced ETs. But there is a need to step through from this consciousness, which is fear, lack, doubt. The crumbling is like the Tower card, basically. So there could be this fear rising that everything's going to collapse. They want you to move away from that into the more heart-based, expanded space, okay? This is kind of the two earth theory as well. And so how do you do that exactly? You begin connecting to the full spectrum of light, okay? This is the rainbow light energy. This is the 7 rays. And let me see this really fast. I just want to look at these 2 cards. 26. Yeah, so this is about creating heaven on earth. So this is the shift, okay? So instead of fearing any darkness or negativity, there is a need to shift from this consciousness into creating heaven on earth, building heaven on earth, okay? Going beyond judgment, merging of duality. So as you step through this portal into this more love-based so there's a need to, okay, so this is what's going on with you guys, basically. It's integrating, you guys are integrating your shadows. You're not moving into a new level of consciousness. You have this full range, this full spectrum, okay? And none of it is wrong, okay? But as you step through this understanding of non-judgment, merging duality, etc., then you can integrate the shadows. And that's what you're stepping into, a fully integrated being and consciousness that is capable of creating heaven on earth. So working with all of the energies in a very balanced, non-judgmental way, okay? And the Starseer is focusing on a more aligned outcome than imagined. So, sorry, I already forgot that. Let me see here. I need to listen to your intuition and trust the journey. Focus on the bigger picture. Okay, so what I'm getting from you guys is you're fully connected, okay, but you're able to move into these lower frequency ranges, okay, lower density ranges. And what you need to do is not get stuck here. Don't be afraid of this. This is actually a sign of a highly advanced spiritual soul, someone who's able to go to the highest density dimensional spaces as well as the lowest, and still move through these non-judgmentally with understanding of the big picture. So what needs to happen, instead of judging yourself for going into the lower density ranges to the higher density, there's this merging. I see this funneling. You can see it through this card. This merging of dualities and non-judgment. So you're not judging anything as good or bad. You're just integrating all of it, okay? And what you guys need to focus on right now is the big picture. Instead of getting into the details of this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, I don't feel good, I feel good. You know, just rise up out of the details and look at the big picture, okay? From that place, then you can fully connect your intuition to this information coming through and make more powerful, efficient decisions moving forward. Okay, some of you guys may need some energy purification. You can work with the violet flame to clear your field so that you're not... So if you have this higher frequency range and you're able to move in and out of these dimensional spaces really easily, it doesn't take long for you to clear any distortions. It should take you a couple minutes, honestly. So the more powerful you are, the clearer your field is. You can move into these lower frequency ranges and out of them really quickly without actually accumulating any dense energy. But if you do, it's really easy to clear your field because your frequency is so high. So some of you guys, if you feel yourself getting stuck there, work with violet flame, okay? And then the main thing is focusing on this alignment, okay? So this is the head and the heart and the gut being aligned. So the way you can do that is the coherence meditation. If you're not sure what that is, yeah. And I do feel like this message is really about the fact that you are in alignment. You don't need to worry about anything here, this back and forth. Just continue focusing on the highest perspective, continue purifying your field, and know that you're in alignment with your creative life force energy. I'm just getting one. Let me see if there's anything with the sacral. Some sort of initiation. So, see if we can see these. Not really. I'll put them over here. Okay. So I see, yeah, there needs to be a little bit of clearing in the mental space and the heart space. So just in meditation, this is actually the 7th ray. So this is the same as the violet flame, basically, these two cards. Working with violet flame in meditation to clear out the head and the heart space, so you can come into full alignment and start birthing these realities that you're working to build, okay? So the main message here for you guys, you're highly spiritual souls able to move in and out of density ranges, dimensional spaces with ease, So the main message is to focus on the highest perspective, work on merging duality so you're not judging any space. It's just part of the process. Working with violet flame and meditation to center and align. Okay, so those are the main messages for you guys right now. All right, hope that was helpful. Okay, pile 3. First message here is kind of where you guys are at on your journey. Okay, so let me just look at this for a second. With this group, I feel like you guys have really done your work. You've done what you needed to do, and you've gone through the healing process. You've expanded to where you need to expand. You've gone through most of your dark nights. Some people have one, some people have like a million. So you've gone through most of the cycles. You've done most of your deep healing work, and it's time to kind of lift your spirit. Don't take things so seriously anymore. Like, once you've done most of the hard work, the journey should really be about efficiency, joy, love, following your bliss. And it's not always going to be easy once you've cleared your field, but there is a need to not always be cycling back into your wounds. Okay, that's where I feel like you guys you're a little more advanced, and that's why you're getting this card. Like, at this point, you've done a lot of the hard work, so it's time to just kind of take a deep breath. Start doing things you enjoy more. Don't be so focused on the actual healing path. Returning home. Okay. And actually pull this one as well. Okay. So I feel there's a lot of heavy energy actually here. And some fear coming in because of these 2 cards. So it's almost like you're afraid you're going to cycle back into some old habits or patterns, or transition, or you're worried about a transition into another phase of life. So it's either you're afraid you're going to move back, or you're afraid you're not going to move forward, or there's some sort of fear with a transition, okay? You are being reassured that this transition into a better phase of life will happen, okay? So there's no fear of need of moving back. There's no fear of not moving forwards. That was a little confusing, but you are actually returning to a more natural state, which our natural state is not the fear. It's not the distortions. It's not the anger. It's not the suffering. Our natural state is love and inner peace. And so you're being reassured that this reality is being birthed, so you don't need to worry about it, okay? Just try to take things a little lighter, because the heaviness is coming from your concern over that happening. Okay. I do feel like this has to do with the kind of the state of the world also. What's happening now within you, you're not going to become consciously aware of it at the moment, okay? So there are some things that need to be brought to your conscious awareness so that you can ground your energy. Actually need a little more info here. Hold on. So this is definitely, okay, I feel some of you guys are missing your home. Starseeds, like you just don't feel here, home, here, at home here. And so there's just this feeling of being kind of lonely, outcasted, I guess, and it not being fully integrated. So what you're being asked to do is to shine your light. And what that means is to express your authentic and unique vision to the world and to ground your energy. Because your home, what they're saying is your home is actually within you. It's in your heart space. Okay, so this came up twice. So your home is within your heart space, and you're not going to get it by seeking externally. You're not going to get it through your job or your career or gaining acknowledgement or going back to your home planet or, dimensional space, wherever you're from. Your home is always with you there. And so what you need to focus on now is understanding a lot of the stuff you're going through is outside of your conscious awareness. Okay. A lot of I just feel this sense of kind of loneliness here. But there's nothing wrong. It's just you don't understand it. So the suggestion is to understand that you're here. I actually want to read this card really fast. Hold on. You're here for a reason, to enlighten other people to what you've already learned. This came up at the beginning. So you have this, you've already been through a lot of the healing process and learned a lot and expanded a lot. And a lot of the information you have, most people don't understand. So your job is to share that and to ground that information. You're also here to ground these higher frequency energies, this light-based energy. Okay, to hold more light on the earth plane. You're meant to be here to ground. I just wanted to look at this. I know this is a card of rebirth. I want to see if there's any other keywords here. Okay, I mean, this is the same card as this. Play, lightness, childlike wonder. So your main mission right here is to know that you're here for a reason. Tap into your heart space, this play energy, because that will help move you forward. It will help ignite the spark within you to help you find your path moving forward. I need to tie a few of these messages together. Hold on. Can you see these? I'll put this here. Okay, so first we have power and protection as well as spiritual decree. Let me get one more on the home. Creative intelligence. Third ray is the ray of love, Shamuel. First ray of power, spiritual decree. So this is about letting love to lead you forward in this creative, imaginative space, okay? Don't worry about the future. Basically, you've done your work. You're here to shine light, to hold light, okay? You need to just decide to move forward, to follow your heart, and to step into your power. here to ground these higher frequency energies. You also might need to focus on grounding your energy. So there's a lot of different meditations you can do to do that. Get an energy healing, get Earth Star, Earth Gateway activated, cleared and balanced as well. And there's a lot of messages for this pile, so I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I get everything through. Harmonic flight and new blueprints. So you guys are basically here to help. What you need to focus on right now is harmonizing energies and grounding these higher frequency energies. But you're going to do that by getting into your body and having more fun. So letting the heart really lead you, and to let the heart guide your creative inspiration and your unique gifts moving forward. Okay, so there's a lot of messages there. It's not exact as far as who and what you guys are. You've definitely done a lot of the work, and depending on your specific situation, it could be all of the above, needing to focus on play in the heart space, to find your imagination and use that to move forward. You could be grounding light, or holding light for the collective. You could be teaching. There's definitely this element of leadership and guiding others forward as well. But there's a need to understand that you are here for a reason. Find your home within your own heart space. So if there's any sadness or fear that's coming up, just choose to focus on. The spiritual decree card is about making a decision. Once you make that decision, then everything else can fall into place. Okay. But I see this more as resonating with the home card and knowing that this is the space that you belong. And it is always with you. You can always connect to your higher dimensional beings, your family of light, etc., through this space. But this needs to be your focus right now. And that's really the main message. Okay. All right. I hope that was helpful. And I don't have any other information today. So sending love.